So if I had to start from zero, this is what I would do in this video. I'm going to explain step by step what I would do. If I had to start a lover trading the markets, you already sold its goal, right? Now thanks a lot for stopping by, especially if you're new to the channel. What I do, I help struggling traders take their trading to the next level. I have 15 years of experience when it comes to trading this markets. So you definitely want to check out the content that's on this channel, right? So how would I approach trading? If I had to start a lover, first thing is save up more money, so I will grind. If I had to work 7 days a week, which I did in the beginning, right? I will work 7 days a week. I will work overtime. I will save up money, right? So I can't take that money and put it in my trading account. Now, when you first start to trade, you don't really need that much money. But if you could start with more, go ahead. Usually what I see people start with is around 300 all the way to 2,000. Now, the next thing I would do is I will look around my house to see if I have some stuff that I don't use at all, and I will sell it. Okay, personally, when I first started off, I actually sold a lot of stuff that I didn't need anymore, and I also sold my car. No, I'm not telling you to sell your car because I know some of you guys have kids, maybe you need your car to go to work, whatever the case is. Right? Personally, at the time, I was living in New York, so it was easy for me to jump on a bus or a train to get from point to point. Okay, so I would look around my house to see if I have things that I don't use at all, and I'm going to sell it at their one-bay Craigslist or whatever. Now, the third thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stop buying unnecessary stuff like brand new cloth sneakers. Now, I'm not saying that, you can't treat yourself once in a while, but you have to slow down on buying stuff. It's just what it is, okay? You have to slow down on buying unnecessary stuff because now you want to become an entrepreneur. You might have to sacrifice some money. It's just what it is. Those are the three things I would start with first, and honestly, I'm going to basically combine all those together and say, that's the first thing I would do now. The second thing I would do is I will find an expert, guys. You'd not have to reinvent the wheel. Okay, if something is working for somebody else, I guarantee you it probably could work for you too. You just have to put in the work, so the fastest way to success that. I know, okay, and I'm quite sure that a lot of professionals know is to follow someone that is already successful in whatever field that you're trying to get in. Okay, so if you want to be a trader, it's best to follow someone that's actually trading so you can actually pick up the skills that person have. I want that person to understand the market in a deep way. Okay, I have 15 years of experiences, so I will look for someone like myself. I'm not saying that you have to look for someone that has 15 years experience, but I want someone that knows what he or she is doing. I have a lot of live trading on my videos. It rated live in front of my students a bunch of times. And also show you guys broker statements, rights, or you definitely want to find an expert, okay, that know what she is doing, because it will speed up your success. Now, the third thing I would do is I will remind myself that I'm in the learning phase, okay? Now, when it comes to trading, there are 4 different stages, right? The first stage is the learning stage. Second stage is the testing phase. The third stage is the profitable stage. And the fourth stage is actually where you become a master, right? So the learning stage and the testing stage is where you are learning your new strategy. And then you're going to take that new strategy and you're going to test it out and learn all the ins and outs and get used to that strategy. Now, what a lot of people do is when they get a new strategy, they think that they're going to take that strategy, right, and by next week they're going to become a master trader. It doesn't work like that. You still have to learn the market. It's just like learning anything else. If you learn how to play basketball, do you think you're going to be a basketball expert by next week or next month? No, so you have to keep reminding yourself, listen, let me calm down. I'm in the learning phase. Let me stop trying to force things and let me learn the right way. Now, the fourth thing I would do is I will spend more time on a demos, because when I first started out, I was just hungry to make money. I didn't like my job. I didn't like my current situation, so I wanted to quit my job. So I went and demo for maybe a week, and that was it. And next thing, I went live and lost a lot of money, and I kept going live. I kept going live, losing money. So if I had to start over, I would spend more time on the demo, because the demo is going to help you build your skills up and get used to the market. And also, when I'm trading in the demo, I'm going to treat the demo the same as my live account, because when I was trading demo, I was trading, let's say the demo had 100,000 play money, right? I was risking maybe $2,000 per trade. And I know for a fact, I'm not going to do that in my real accounts. So let's say that in my real account, I'm going to risk $100 per trade. Guess what? On my demo account, I'm going to do the same things, so I will treat the demo the same as my live, and also I will stay on demo much longer. Now, the fifth thing I would do is I will look over my losing trades every single week, because I didn't do that in the beginning. I was shopping that next week is going to be a better week, but guess what? I didn't look over my losers. I didn't even study my losers. I didn't care about that. And I know for a fact there are a lot of traders like that. 95 of the traders that's watching this right now do not look over their losers. You will be surprised how many traders do not look over their losers. A lot of traders don't want to put in and work, right? They don't want to go over their losers and analyze it and say, oh, you know what, I see what I did, I was too late in the trend and that's the reason why I lost money. But traders don't do that. They don't try to analyze their trade and try to see why that was a loser. Trust me guys, that will help you build up your skills and help you become a better traders. That's one of the things I know for a fact I would do if I had to start over. No, the sixth thing I would do is I would study my winners. Now it's the same as studying losers. The reason why you want to study your winners is because your winners are special, and if when that special moment comes upon the chart, you could be a really good trader. Because now you can recognize that in real time, right? A lot of traders forget they are winning. They could be on the winning streak, and next thing, boom, get wiped out, and now they are on the losing streak. And they forget how they was winning in the past. So you have to study your losers, know your best setups, know why you're winning, and that alone is going to make you a better trader. Now the seventh thing I would do is I would focus on the process. In the beginning, I was so focused on the money. That's all I wanted to do is make money, money, money. But I didn't really care about the process. I was rushing and I didn't really care too much about what the market was telling me. And I wasn't really sitting back and waiting, letting the market show me what it wants to do. I was just forcing it because I wasn't following my process, and you can't do that because if you think about the money, guess what it's going to be? Very hard for you to take the next trade if you just lost money, right? So if you lost money, let's say you lost $100, it's going to be very hard for you to take the next trade because you're like, oh man, I don't want to lose another $100. Guys, follow your process. Stop thinking about the money. Only think about the process when you think about the process. And when you understand that it's only about the process, the money will come automatically. And that is what I would do if I had to start over, because I was always thinking about the money, right? So as soon as the market goop a little bit, I would take some money out of the market because I'm scared that the market was going to come back and stop me out, right? So I'm not trading my process, I'm just trading the money because I'm saying, all right, you know what, let me just take this money because, the market might stop me out, but my strategy didn't tell me to get out, right? Now my strategy said, it's room to hold it even more, so stop thinking about the money. That's the worst thing you do. I would tell myself that if I had to start over, stop thinking about the money. Now, the eighth thing I would do is I would study market structure. When you are a new trader and you get in the market, you're going to hear things like the trend is your friend, and that is correct, okay? But sometimes the trend is not your friend, okay? You have to understand when the trend is about to end. And that was my mistake when I first got in the market. I was always looking for the trend and not understanding that the market will do other things besides trending. Okay, so when I'm looking at the market, there's 5 different things I'm looking for. I'm looking for a trend. I'm looking to see if the market is ranging. I'm looking to see if the market is breaking out. I'm looking to see if the market is pulling back for that continuation, or I'm looking to see if the market is about to reverse. Okay, ask yourself how many times you got in the trend, and next thing, the market start to reverse on you. What if you can actually see that reversal ahead of time? Or what if you say to yourself, I'm not even going to take this straight? That is very powerful. And I didn't know that because everybody kept saying the trend is your friends. So I would make sure I would study those 5 different things and make sure I look at those things in real time, because it's going to help you take better trades when you are trading. It's not all about the trend. The market is doing other things, okay? And you have to understand that when you're trading, so that's pretty much it. So let's do our cape real quick. The first thing I would do is I will save up money. So if I had to work overtime or 7 days a week to fund my account, I would do that. I would sell stuff around the house that I don't need so I get some more money so I can put in my account. And the next thing I would do is I would stop buying unnecessary stuff that I don't need. So those are the 3 things I would do. First, the second thing I would do is I will find an expert, because you do not want to learn by yourself. The fastest way to success is to follow somebody that's actually doing this right. And if that person has a training program or whatever, I would invest in that person. The third thing I would do is remind myself I'm in the learning phase. Chill out, calm down. There's no rush. The market will always be here. Let me learn the market the right way. The fourth thing I would do is spend more time on the demo. Stop rushing. Learn how to build up your skills, because once you build up your skills, guess what? The money is going to come automatically. The market is always going to be here, right? Treat demo like is your live account, and trust me, you're going to see you will do much better. The fifth thing is I will look over all my losers, make sure. Study my losers, make sure to figure out why I'm losing, because I don't repeat that same mistake over and over. The sixth thing is I'm going to look at my winners. I'm going to do the same thing, figure out why I'm winning, because I want to make sure that when I see that setup in real time, boom, I'm taking it right number 7. I'm going to focus on the process, forget about the money. If I focus on the process, I understand that the money is going to come automatically because that's how it works. And the last thing, number 8, I would study market structure, because you have to understand what the market is doing in real time, okay? That it's going to help you become a much better trader, right? So that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoy this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And if you have any questions, comment below, because I try to answer all you guys' questions. If you have some free time also and want to learn more about trading, check out my website, www.tradingtour.net, where you will find 3 free books that will be helpful to you. Thanks a lot for your time, and please have a great day.